Hello everyone, welcome to the NPCs Once Over. This episode we are looking at Frostpunk. I am Daniel, joined by Preston.
Hello.
And let's get into this right away. This is a new game that came out pretty recently on the Xbox Game Pass. It was a PC originally a couple years back, but finally coming to console, and I've been addicted to it, so let's just jump right in.
I like this music.
It's very good.
It's nice.
So what we're going to do first here, we're just going to start off the first campaign here, just to kind of give you a quick look at what it is and some of the systems involved in this.
It's pretty intense. Like, I was shocked at this game when we first played it.
Yeah, I was not expecting the level of detail that went into every decision you have to make, and I remember the first time we saw the child labor laws, we were like, excuse me? This game has child labor laws? So
this is a pretty good example of when it works pretty well on a controller.
We'll skip this for now. You guys can watch it if you decide to pick it up for yourselves, which I do recommend. Main premise here, though, obviously, you can see on screen. Kind of like a new Ice Age type game, city builder. And we're heading north because there is coal, so we're going to where the natural resources are.
Okay.
And we're going to start building a new home.
Okay. It's a shitty home, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a fixer-upper.
It's a big asshole in the ground. So obviously the main thing here is to build a home and make sure everyone is warm and happy. So first thing we're going to do is get some coal so we can get our generators going. We'll see these piles of resources around the map, and I have 65 people in the upper right. And let's get people employed.
Can you pause?
It's paused right now, technically.
Can you show a quick thing what the hell everything is?
Okay, yeah. So
all your
in the very upper left, there are my 4 resources: coal, wood, steel, and steam cores.
Okay.
Need all those to make the various buildings that we will be constructing. Right below that is the work time, because even though basically end of the world, Ice Age type stuff, people still are kind of picky about when they work. So they only work
8-hour days.
Yeah, they still only work 10-hour days. I'm like, okay, guys, no big deal. We're only fighting for our survival here.
Lazy fucks.
But so as you can see, I can actually pause the time, which is nice.
Yeah.
In the upper right, there's food, raw food, and cooked food. Right below that is our time frame. So we're on day 1, halfway through day 1, and there's a temperature gauge there. So at right past 4, you'll see our temperature is going to drop by 2 levels. So we'll need to have some homes.
I noticed that's in Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
Yeah, you can adjust the temperature. It defaults to Celsius.
Oh, really?
It does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It defaults to Celsius.
I'm being a smart ass, but okay.
And even furthermore, in the upper right, you can see my workforce of people. So I have engineers, workers, and they do different things. Some buildings require engineers, some only take workers. And then I've got children who are not doing anything because I can't do anything with them right now. Bottom left, obviously, is kind of my task, just a reminder of what needs to be doing. So I need some coal to turn the generator on.
Okay.
There's a discontent and hope meter in the bottom. You got to balance those out. If discontent gets too high, people stop working, blah, blah, blah. Hope gets too low, people start freaking out. And right above that in red is kind of an icon that says, hey, 80 people do not have a roof over their head right now. So I need to start building homes.
Maybe we should fix that.
But for now, let's assign people. Let's get
those kids working.
We'll do that soon. But I'm going to get some wood so I can build houses. And we'll do a little bit of steel. There's 5 people just for now because I don't need steel quite yet.
Does it matter if it's engineers versus workers?
For gathering these piles, no, it does not.
Okay.
The work speed is the same.
That's cool. You can watch them coming out.
Yeah.
Taking their way through the snow. That's pretty cool.
You can zoom in and you can see them trudging their way. And you can even click on each individual. You can see their names and and what
Lester.
they're doing.
John Jackman. Oh,
Yeah. You know, the first time I played this, I had a guy named Peter Parker. And I was like, dude, Spider-Man is here. And he froze to death. So Spider-Man died in my first playthrough. So these are the decisions that'll come up every now and then. And we'll go in here and we'll look at the Book of Laws, as the game is telling us to. And then we'll see another big mechanic of this game. So every few days you can sign into assign a law. And so it's telling us to consider the child labor here. And you can see in blue it'll tell you what's positive, and in red it'll tell you what's negative. So we can have the 15 kids that don't work. We can now put them to work. But
I don't
obviously
see a negative in that.
people are not going to be too happy. We're going to lose a little bit of hope. And these children might get injured.
Seems worth it.
Or we can do a child shelter. And we can make a new building, put all the kids there, and it'll give people a little bit of hope. The only downside here is we have to actually build the shelter, but that's not a big deal. I'm actually going to do that because, as you see further down this tree, we can't highlight it yet, but if I pick child labor, this will then unlock where I can have them do all work instead of just safe work. But if I do the shelters, I can have them be medic or engineer apprentices, which will actually speed up my time for my medics or my engineers. So in the long run, the child shelter will benefit us more. So we're going to do that.
But you're playing this wrong.
See, you're with George there.
Oh yeah, I know.
What are they going to do? Watch the snowfall? Well, you know, they got to have something to do. So I'm actually going to speed the work day up a little bit. And you see in the upper left here. And we now have our 200 coal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building homes for people so they have places to live.
As you should.
So you can see each house takes 10 wood. Or I can do the child shelter, 20 wood and 5 iron. We'll actually do that first, put that here, because in the bottom left, now that I agreed to make a child shelter, I only have 2 days and 19 hours to do it. If I fail to do it in that time, people get mad at me. So I'm going to do that to make them happy. I still have 80 wood left.
I think these people have never dealt with politicians before.
So 80 wood left, and I need 8 homes, because each home will have 10 people. Whoops.
You fucked that up. Is there
sure
an undo?
Did. There is an undo. So if you open up your build option, I can just go to dismantle building and dismantle that.
Oh, there's not like just a quick...
There is. I can
redo that?
I can hit Y and it's a fast. But
oh, okay.
how many homes do I have? 4? Yeah.
I don't know.
5, 6. I'll actually build a couple out here so you can kind of see...
Oh, of course.
See the heat thing here once I get this generator going. And this little icon above here means there's not a road connecting these homes. This green path is the street connecting everything, and everything needs to be connected to the generator. It's that simple. And now we're completely out of wood.
So it just needs to be touching some area of...
Correct.
That perimeter? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. I thought you just built the path. Why is it still there?
The actual people will go build it. So whenever,
okay, so there's actual time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll see people going there. You see these kids running around because
what the fuck is George doing? Is there like a list of all the people?
No.
Okay.
It's just you to kind of select them individually.
Okay.
I see Edith, but so again, I'm going to.
Edith was sexy. She looked real good. I like her post-apocalyptic wear. What are we doing? Is your thing on?
So the workday is over.
Okay.
And so now I started the generator and we finished that quest. So here's our next quest to start getting food before we starve.
Do you find yourself fast-forwarding the workday a lot, or do you find yourself using that time to try and get other shit done?
In the beginning, you'll fast-forward it a lot, but there's a lot to do later on.
Okay, so that time comes in handy.
Yeah, and
it's almost necessary, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
So we built the child shelter, and hope arises because people are happy.
Children are the hope.
So as you can see here, when they're not working, they will start building. You can kind of see them constructing their little homes here.
Okay.
And so there's not much to do, but as you can see, this tent here is now completed. You can see who's living in the tent, what they're doing, which is kind of cool. And the temperature...
What is this, H? Is this H tent? Look at all these fucking H's. Helen, Harold, Hortons. Who the fuck is named Hortons? What does Hortons look like? Show me Hortons.
Hortons, no, I can't click on them from here.
Oh, you can't just select them? Okay.
No.
Okay. Fine.
So here is the temperature gauge at the very top. So as you can see, it's livable. There is
Where's the line where it isn't?
a very low risk.
Is there a line that shows you when it's not livable?
Yes, yes. So that's another thing. I will pause the time so I can show you. If I hit the back button, I can see the thermal view of this whole game.
Vision. Okay.
Pretty much. And obviously you can see this radius that my generator is providing, and these two homes are outside of that radius.
Okay.
So they're not getting as much heat as the home in here, and you can see it's now comfortable in the inner ring, and a little less so just one space out.
Okay. Sounds like these guys are whiny fuckers. They have heat.
Yeah, they do. But it's cool because you can actually zoom in and see the tents have snow covering the top of them because they're not in the...
So everybody has a home now, though. Those 10 are gone.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone has a place to live, and the inner homes don't have snow, but these outer homes do have snow because they're not covered by the generator. It's a neat little touch.
Yeah, it is.
And,
it's still livable. Lazy fucks.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do is, as the game told me, is to start getting some food. So I can tab over in the very top. I can build a medical post. People start to get sick. Or I can build hunters' huts to go gather food. And I can build a cookhouse to turn that raw food into rations.
Okay. Basic sim stuff.
Very basic, yes. But in the bottom left, we have to do one of each, a hunter's hut and a cookhouse. So what I'm going to do is...
Man, I want them to show you the stuff that makes, like, the cruel choices you have to make, like the no-win situation choice. That's why I like this game.
So that is going now.
What's this?
This is my hunter's hut. So
okay.
Send people out every night to go gather food, and someone fell sick. Great.
Let them be sick. Who gives a fuck? Their
children are I do not have enough wood right now, because I only have 23 and I need a 25. So someone's going to stay sick for the nights until I can gather some more wood to make a medical post.
They won't just move him and do it closer?
They will not. I can introduce a new law now, because some time has passed, so I'm actually going to...
Oh, give me a good law. What's a good one?
Well...
Do some cool shit.
Let's piss people off.
Let's piss some people off.
Actually, there's no buildings yet, so let's hold off on that. But we'll go through these real quick here. So I can call an emergency shift, make people work 24 hours instead of their comfy 12. In case I'm ever running short on resources and I need to get some more. We can make a fighting pit because, we're all struggling to live, but we need to beat the shit out of each other to make ourselves feel better.
It's good to see that society has not lost its way.
So we can turn our food rations when we start cooking them. We can make them soup, so we can extend our food rations.
Is this the sawdust thing?
This is. So people are not happy with soup, but it's like, really? You got food in your belly?
Fucking soup.
So people get pissed off at soup. Or I can put some sawdust, make a sawdust meal, and food, make them more filling. But people might fall sick.
Well, shit happens. Put sawdust in their stuff.
We can, once these people start getting ill, like we just saw happen, there's varying levels to this illness. There's just regularly ill, and then they can go gravely ill. And if that happens, then they can no longer be treated normally, and But now with this law, I can treat them, but there's a 30% chance that they will lose a limb. And they'll no longer be able to work until...
It grows back.
Further,
gotcha.
further down the road. And then I can also build a...
I think you should do either the sawdust
cemetery.
Or the amputees. Those are both pretty sweet.
Those are pretty sweet. I actually might go with this one for now.
Yeah. He doesn't even need his arm.
Let's do it. And you can see people weren't too happy about that.
At least
But
we're saving... Yes, Nettie. I'm with you.
Nettie gets it. And Martin's too scared. Of course he is.
Didn't we have problems with Martin earlier? Or is he the one... Did we cut off the guy's leg?
No. We'll actually see that if someone does get amputated. We'll see a little icon.
Oh, okay. It's only 30% chance. Those are pretty good odds.
Yeah. So this hunter's hut is built, but I don't have any people. So now I have to start allocating my people resources. So we're okay on coal for now. So I'm going to take some people. Actually, I'm just going to take this whole work group off of coal. Because we still have 300 overnight.
Okay, so you can assign people wherever you need them.
Yep. And that's kind of one of the things you'll have to do. Is
Okay.
When things aren't being maximized to their efficiently, you got to start reorganizing people.
Okay.
So, but we got our wood going again with these people, so we can now construct ourselves a medical post.
This is where we cut off his leg.
Possibly.
Oh, I wish.
And this will take a while to build because everyone is currently working. So not until this day is over will people become available to build.
To build that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the other thing we will do, if I can show this, is another key thing we have to start is our workshop. So we will build a workshop in the inner ring as well.
So these are all the basics. You need this shit.
Yes, so the workshop will employ engineers and they can research things, faster gathering speed, more heat, very essential stuff. So
Okay. Good basic sim stuff.
So actually what I'm going to do now is... Oh, let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. Hope rises slightly. Because we built that shelter. So people are happy about it. And
I'd be happier if we made them work. My hope would rise just a little bit.
So now what I'm actually going to do is go ahead further in this particular level. So you can see a little bit more of...
Oh, shit gets crazy.
Yeah, just how big it gets.
Let's do that.
And I will show you all the laws and all the buildings and everything else that I have built. And this what you're going to see right now, this has been a couple hours of playtime.
Okay.
So these levels are pretty beefy, which is nice. I was not expecting there to be this much
content.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I initially started, there were only those 4 levels, and I was like, oh, 4 levels, but these will take you quite a while.
Okay.
And then there are endless modes of each of them, so you can just see how long you last.
Holy shit.
So, same area. You can see now.
This looks like that city in the Matrix movies.
There's that child shelter. Still there. All our houses.
-40. Ooh, it got cold.
Yes, it is. And it's about to get 3 degrees, or 30 degrees colder in a few hours here. So it's going to get much, much colder. But you can see the amount of homes I have to build. Because I now have, in the upper right, you can see I have 524 people now instead of 85. And, okay, so we got here are some steam hubs. Now what these do is these take the heat from this middle generator and apply it to the area immediately around them. So even though I have buildings way outside of the range of the generator, I can still add heat via these steam hubs.
Okay. Something you researched with your engineers, I'm guessing?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So I also have guard towers. Makes people feel safe. Adds some hope.
Do people come in and...
Guards just patrol the street, make sure no one's up to shenanigans. These people are very picky.
Yeah, no shit. This fucking society's a bunch of assholes.
So here are my research stations. Oh, that's Perry.
Oh yeah, Perry.
I'm currently researching better insulation for my homes because it's about to get much colder.
Okay.
I have some coal mines on the outside. I have steel works on the outside.
Looks like it gets crazy in depth compared to what it was.
It absolutely does.
What the hell is that big string thing going up to the...
So this is my beacon. So this is one thing you research very early on. That's actually the first thing I research.
Bring in more people.
And what that does is allows me to send a scout party out. And you get this entire overlay. You send scouts to each of these areas.
Okay.
And you can find people or resources.
Okay.
And when you go to an area, it'll expand even more.
Is this like the Assassin's Creed thing where you're just sending them out and they come back after a while with stuff? Or do you actually go there?
No, it's all just
okay.
Set it and forget it.
It's just all menu. Okay.
Yeah. So I have people coming in with a steam core right now via this outpost.
Okay.
So it's just another layer of managing you have to do on top of everything else because it requires manpower and resources to send these people out.
Okay.
And let's see, what else do I have here? I have upgraded my hunters' huts to hangars. So now my hunters fly on blimps to gather food.
Okay.
Then I have a hothouse, which I can make food here locally. It's just growing some plants. So 15 days into this particular campaign, you can see I'm on day 26 right now. A scripted event happens where people want to leave the city. So I have a little uprising, basically.
Nice.
And so I have an option for new laws. Faith or purpose. I went purpose. And there's a whole new set. And this is where my guard towers came from.
Okay. And
I have a prison that I built.
You have a propaganda center?
I do. This is my propaganda center right here. It's pretty big. Only takes engineers. And what it actually does...
Russian.
It really does. So I can send out a little bulletin every few days, and that'll increase my hope.
Okay.
And then I've got my prison here, where I can put people in there who are causing a problem, and that'll reduce my discontent. A lot of storage, as you can see now up top. Instead of 200 coal, I have 15,000 stored up.
Nice.
So I'm ready to go for whatever we got.
For our big winter coming up.
Pretty much. And I have bigger medical tents. So these store double the people and they work faster.
Okay.
Now I will show you guys now the research, which is another huge aspect of this game. As you start off at the very top, and then, like you were saying, there's the steam hubs. And every one of these will require resources and time to construct.
Okay.
So as you can see, it gets very in-depth to everything. Power, the range of the generator, heaters for workplaces, efficiency, so on and so forth.
You find all these systems overwhelming, trying to balance all this?
At first,
quite a bit.
At first, yes. And it also does vary depending on each playthrough, which is nice. Like I said, I always start with beacon so I can get more scouts and I can take care of that a lot quicker. But sometimes people will get sick, and so I will suddenly have to stop what I'm doing and, research something to make them heal faster, a bigger place for them to heal. So you do kind of have to play this technology tree portion by ear.
Okay.
It's not going to be the set every playthrough. It does change quite a bit depending on what you need and how you build things.
Okay. Well, that's good. At least it's got different variety and each run doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, they're pretty varied. So there's a lot here. I have a factory where I can make automatons, and automatons are these robots that work all day and all night, so they don't require rest, but they work a little bit slower than people do.
Okay.
So there's a trade-off to having an automaton work, but... So I got people working, and I just had some scouts meet up with a group of refugees coming into town, and as you can see, there are 38 workers and 22 engineers. So I have 60 people coming to my town, and they will be here in 7 hours.
Do you have housing for that?
So I do not. So now
Okay.
I have to build 6 more houses.
But you can tell them no, can't you?
I could very well turn them down, but people are not too happy about it. But
Especially the people being turned away.
yeah, but I can afford to.
There's only so much sawdust to go around, Dan. I mean, that's kind of like what I liked about this game when we first saw it, is like you have to make hard choices sometimes, though.
Build the street to connect all the houses. They're all lit up. And there we go. I will have people construct those, and homes will be ready for people by the time they get here, hopefully. And it's about to get much colder. So we'll see what the temperature drops to.
Do you find that pause mechanics very helpful? Like, with too much shit goes down at once, that you're able just take a break.
It's actually take a
breath
necessary.
Like, okay. Oh,
there are some points where
to do it.
There's too much going on. There's the final campaign. You start off with a big city and it's torn apart, and you have like 800 people.
Oh, okay. That's gonna suck.
There's not a lot of time, so you have to pause a lot to manage every second you can.
Okay.
And here comes the temperature drop.
What are those blimps?
Those are my hunter's huts. They're coming back from minus 94. Jesus.
Holy shit! That's a big boy drop.
So I don't have the max level of steam, but I do have the max range. So we'll take a look. Nowhere is freezing, which is good, I guess.
What about those ones you're building?
We will find out. I have a steam hub here covering a couple houses. And we will see once these houses are constructed if anything else needs to be heated. So there's some research complete. So what I'm going to do now is to maximize the time as I paused. And I'm going to now pick some more research. I think what I'm going to do is make sure everything is as warm as possible. So I'm going to increase the power of my generator. It's going to take 12 hours and some resources of wood and steel.
Sounds like a good idea, though. Negative 94 sounds cold.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's that Wyoming wind right there.
So I'm actually going to go back to my thermal view here. And as you can see, places are chilly. So I can turn on the heat. Be a heater here. And then the building will start to heat up once people are back working there.
Okay.
But most importantly, the homes are all still comfortable, even in minus 94. So I think...
Can you make it too hot?
No, it can never be too warm. You know how annoying that would be? Like,
that
really? You guys are going to complain about it's too hot now?
It's too hot.
Just go outside
to build air conditioning.
Go outside for 4 seconds and you guys will be back. So...
An air conditioning engineer section.
I'm going to assign some more workers because I have plenty of people available. I'm going to gather as much food as I can because in 3 hours my group of refugees will be here, and we'll see what happens after that. You see in the bottom now I have 2 amputees and 28 people that are currently being treated in a medical facility. If I go to any of these facilities,
they're too hot.
I can see who is here and how much time before they are out of the facility.
It says that less than an hour. Is that this time or real
That's
time?
in-game time,
Okay.
so that's literally in the next 30 seconds here.
Okay.
They'll be good to go. So I'm going to speed up to get the refugees here in town. My research, here we go. Third group is here, verge of collapse. So I can welcome 60 people. 50 of them are gravely ill. So they are going to pack all of my medical facilities. I can obviously take only the healthy ones, so that's only 10 of them. Or I can say get out.
Okay.
People are not too happy about that. But we did build all the homes, and I do have enough staff ready. So we're taking everybody.
Okay. What looms ahead? Ooh, that's eerie.
So this is the this is basically end game of this first mission here.
Okay.
Where a storm is coming, and now they're making us do additional research to see what's happening. And now this is available, so I have more places to go search.
Okay.
I will not do that quite yet. But you can see all 50 sick people immediately hopped into the...
Look, it's heating back up, too.
Yes, temperatures are a little more agreeable. I'm not going to say they're fine, because it's still minus 58 out, but...
It's fine.
You know.
God, you're complaining as much as your fucking people.
So I'm actually going to... One of the researches I did was I can give extra food to people in a... So they will heal faster in a medical post, and that's about it for those guys, but I'm glad I had enough room for all 50 people. My research, as you can see in the bottom left, is at 97%.
Okay.
So my tech is about to be finished, so I'm going to get myself ready for the next thing that I have to research. And now we got max power on our generator, so it's not going to get any warmer than that. Now the beacon just unlocked here, and that was the quest that we just got, so I'm going to start researching that as soon as possible to get that quest going. But as you can see, my coal is maxed out right now. It's full, so I'm kind of not taking as big of an advantage of it as I could be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct a depot. What these depots do is they allow you to store more resources, obviously.
Right.
And all these big ones you can see, and then you can select which resource to store. So if I do this large depot, I can build store another 5,400 coal, which is good. My food rations are actually pretty high right now, so I might have to build a smaller resource depot and store some more food that way. Now on the right here, you see my 2 scouting parties are here in town waiting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send them out. So it's as simple as selecting a party and taking them. And you can see how much time it'll take.
Okay.
It'll take a day to get to the snow burrows. But there they go. They're off. And the timer will count down on its own in the upper right, so you can keep track of everything without really having to go through a lot of menus, which is very nice. It's very streamlined.
Seems like the idea is just to keep shit going, is balance all the systems while you also prepare for the next big shit that's coming.
That's pretty much what it is. So I got some people that are hungry, but I do have some cook houses going, so people can go get food whenever they want to.
Okay.
There goes my blimp. Oh, that was perfect. Right into the screen.
That was fast.
And so all my hunters are out for the night. I'm going to, there we go, store some more coal. And wait until the next research is there. Now my research centers are going 24 hours. At least this one is. It makes people kind of mad. As you can see, my discontent is a quarter of the way full, but, you know, they'll get over it.
How high does it need to be for shit to go down?
Close to about 3/4, and they start getting kind of pissy with you.
Okay.
So the research is almost done already for this beacon, which is good. You can kind of hear that shouting, and that's one of the things I researched with the discipline tree are these little, where are they? Right here. It's called an agitator. So it's basically just shouts at people and it makes them work faster.
Okay.
So I'm like, hooray for you guys. And you can
work harder.
Yeah. And you can see there
his page.
the efficiency of it, and that'll boost the efficiency.
Okay.
I've got a robot in here, so it's only 60%, but it's working all night.
Okay.
And what I will do to offset the anger is I can set a little patrol, and you can see discontent will fall and hope will rise, and you can see in the bottom quite a big chunk. So 1 day cooldown, but I can send my guys on patrol. Now, of course, my 24 hours just finished at 98%. why wouldn't they finish the job? So I'm going to do it another 24 hours, and I'm going to assign a foreman to this, and you can see the efficiency is way high, which is good. And that's the key to getting your research done very quickly. So my lens is already researched, and so now I can pick something else, but I've got quite a bit already researched, but that's because I've always had these research centers going basically 24/7. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do now is just, because my resources are fine, I don't really need anything else here, so I'm just going to do some more heat just to help people out.
Because you're a good guy.
Oh boy. So here's another event that's just happening. Double, triple check their calculation. The strongest winds of the storm will cause temperatures to plummet beyond anything we've ever experienced before. Hunting impossible, plants will freeze, everyone will perish, and so will we if we can't heat our homes. So this is the final portion of this mission, is this storm that I have 8 days, so I have to get all my outposts back. I have to go to those places my scouts are currently going to. It's making me do research, and I have to have 3,324 food stored up.
A lot of shit.
So I need to up my food. I also need to up the storage for my food. So what I'm going to do is build more resource depots. What I'm going to do is build a ton of hunters' hangars, because I have people that are available to work and not doing anything. So I'm going to build 3 of them, give me some more food per day, and I'm going to increase my resources. But as you can see, it's very simple to build your streets and make sure everything is connected. And people will start constructing, and I can get people employed as quickly as possible.
Alright.
Look at Edith. How will we manage against that monstrosity? We're all asking that, Edith. We're all asking.
Edith sounds like a bitch.
But I think this is where we can stop for now. You have a good idea of what this game is. There are a lot of choices you'll have to make throughout your campaign, and they will mold and shape each playthrough, which I think is very nice, because there's a lot of replayability even on these same levels.
That seems like the highlight of the game to me, actually. A lot of systems.
There is, and it's a balancing act from the first day all the way still here to day 27. Obviously I have some experience with it, so I haven't had as many issues with this playthrough as I did my first time. I can introduce a new law, but it's still
okay.
Things can still go off the rails at any time. There can be a
I do like that.
workplace accident, and 7 or 8 people will die, and you're like, uh-oh, I don't have enough people, and so
these are addicting games to play.
They absolutely
I know they don't seem like exciting. It's hard to sell a strategy title. Like you just gotta play it. But
and it's definitely one you do have to experience to get the full.
Right.
Because the first time I played it, this was a very stressful.
Right.
Like all of a sudden, whoa, I have to up my food production.
Yeah, right now you're just chilling.
Right, I have to make sure I have enough heat for before the cold gets here, but I'm a little ahead of the curve right now. But that first playthrough, man, it was
something else.
It was panic all the way through. So. But this has been Frostpunk. Thanks for joining me here on this once over.
Us.
And have a good day, guys.
Later.
We'll talk to you later.